Yeah, if you got a 1984, well, really anything before 87, your setup gonna look something like this.
Hey, I be looking good. I be gripping brain, nigga. I be gripping wood. Okay. Hey. My Chevy. I'm gripping in my Chevy. Okay. I'm bouncing in my Chevy. I'm riding in my.
As you can see, I'm here with the tank, man. We're about to go ahead and get the fuel pump assembly with the sending unit installed onto the tank so that we can get it together and get it up onto the Caprice and get the Caprice moving the way it need to move. So let's get it. Alright, y'all, it's your boy Chevy 2x4, man. We back to put this thing together. As you can see, I want to just take a minute, man, show y'all inside of the tank, man. As you can see, there is a baffle. This is the difference between the fuel injected tank. I don't know if y'all can really see that shit. This is the biggest difference between the fuel injected tank and the tank that is not fuel injected. Non-fuel injected tanks do not have this baffle, and therefore, or the sump. As you can see, it's crispy, clean. Like I said, brand new tank, man. It's been sitting in the garage, so we finally finna put this thing to some use, man, and get it how we live. So just want to show y'all that real quick before we go ahead and put this thing together. Alright, so here we are back. We have the sending unit attached to the gas tank. Also went ahead and put our plug on there so we can make sure that we have that on there. Don't have to worry about it. So now when we go to mount the tank, all we have to do is kind of string this up and be good to go. Now, this is the vent. This needs to get either capped off or like a hose on it or something, so nothing goes back down into the said tank. This is a return hose, which is going to be running from a 5/16 line coming from the front of the car, which we already know where it is. Now this line should be a 5/8 line. As you can see, it was set up for, I guess, like a metal steel line, but as you know, the 84 Caprice was not fuel injected. It's a whole different setup, so we just gonna have to fabricate, get in our driveway engineer bag and make it work. So like I said, I don't think I'm going to cut that off. What I'm probably gonna do is just kind of slide that back, tape it in place, and then we're gonna run the fuel injection hose over this, run our 2 clamps. It's already had a nice little flange on there, and then once we get that done, then boom, be ready to go up under the car. Gonna go ahead and do the same for this. That way when we had a tank up there, we're gonna do these lines outside of the car so that we know once we put it up under there on this side, we're good, we're solid. That's the only thing we have to worry about. Once we get under the car is actually putting the hose from these lines to the car. And being that there is only one connection, there's less room for error. And in the event of trouble, we know exactly where we need to go back and pinpoint where the connections are that have to be giving us a problem. So let's get into it. Yeah, if you got a 1984, well, really anything before 87, your setup gonna look something like this. There's a sending unit cable right there, and then you got 2 line hookup. One is fuel feed and one is fuel return. So pretty simple setup. As you know, we are going over to a 3-line setup. Over to the 3-line setup, which consists of, as you can see, a feed, a return, and a vent line. So yeah. Alright, so we got the gas tank down. I'm just curious about the inside, so I'm gonna pop out this sending unit, see what it look like. But like, yeah, you can get a good look right there. See, it's two. The only difference is this one didn't have a bang off. So we pull out our old jeans. Probably gonna go pick up a what you call transfer pump so we can get all that gas up out of there. Make sure that don't fall down off of now. As you can see, it was some cracking around the seal. That seal might have been pretty much gone. That seal look like it's kind of out of there. I don't think that was the issue though. But yeah, took it back down on there, man, so don't float off in there, and then do us a transfer pump, and yeah, that bitch nice and crispy. Go from there. As you can see, it's straight into the gasoline, no sump like the other pump or like the other tank has. So basically, what I didn't do, man, is I had regular ass hose for the fuel injection system. That might have been an issue. On the return line, you don't necessarily need it. Let me see here. So basically, when I come back, I'm going to have to run enough hose from here to the inlet or the outlet on the top of the pump or the top of the tank. That'll be our sending, and then we will use the same fuel injection clamps. Like I said, I don't see nothing leaking up there. Like I said, I want to say our issue was like right here at the pump. I was saying some gas might have been spewing right here, and that might have been what's giving us this discoloration here at the end. So I think that'll solve that. But ain't no way to know it unless we show it. Give it a try. See what